Hi, it's Callie again. You know me, that I'm a miniature service horse. I want to introduce you to one of my best friends, Honey. She is a real-life miniature service horse. She can't talk like I can, but she does communicate. She can smile and wave when her handler gives her
Honey,
commands.
smile. Good. You wave. Good.
Now I want to welcome in Jessica Wellman, who is Honey's handler. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Callie.
Jessica, that's really cool how you taught Honey to do that. But I know it's really important that people don't try to pet or distract any kind of service animal because it could put the animal's handler in danger.
That's right, Callie. It's one way that she gets to interact with people without having people petting her. Because when people pet her, it could distract her for what she's doing. So anytime you guys see any kind of animal out, it could be a working animal, and you should ask the handler before engaging with the animal.
Jessica, that's great advice. Kids, now I want to show you more about Honey and Jessica.
Just one of the adventures that Jessica and Honey have had is being on a national television show. Jessica and Honey were on the Dr. Oz show to talk about service animals. They flew from Florida to New York for the appearance.
We flew up there on them, and we told them, you have to put us in the first row of where we're going, and then we're going to need a whole row. We had them purchase an extra seat for her to fly in, and that way we had 3 seats total, 2 people. The service dog was on the very outside sitting at her handler's feet, and then me, and then Honey she took up about 1 seat here, and then right there in her head, right over my lap. So she didn't impose upon anybody else on that flight at all. She was very much the professional that she is. We got on the plane, she stood where she was.
The airplane staff just happened to have Honey's favorite granola bars, which she enjoyed. Jessica and her partner also bring animals to Disney World to help train them, or sometimes they just want to visit. Going someplace with a miniature horse always brings a lot of attention, which is something that people need to consider before having a service horse like Honey.
Disney is really a good resource for us, but I mean, that's a big place because people don't understand. They're at Disney, and they're having a good time. They see a miniature horse. She's a service animal, but all they're seeing is a horse in Disney. It must be part of almost like an attraction, and no, we're not. We're just trying to enjoy our time as well. If you have a miniature horse as a service animal, you're always going to kind of be a little bit of the sideshow attraction wherever you go. And again, it's because they're so unusual. It's not that they're an exotic, but for people, they're exotic. So going into the grocery store, a lot of times you're going to have people that want to stop you and talk to you, and you may just want to run in to go and get something and get right out. But I know if I take her in there, more than likely there's going to be somebody there that's going to want to talk to me for like 20 minutes, So a quick trip can all of a sudden take a very long turn.
So while the attention can be a drawback, miniature horses are excellent at what they do, and there are even advantages of having one over a dog. For one, they live about twice as long as dogs, and
they're fantastic for guide work because of how they're built and how they naturally are put together. So their eyes, instead of a dog that have the eyes on the front of their face, their eyes are on the side of their face, which gives them almost 360-degree view of their entire surrounding. So when she's standing here, even though her head might be kind of facing this way, she can see all 4 of her feet at the same time. So she can see where she's walking, she can see where I'm walking next to her. Why don't you stay down for a minute? Come on, let's get comfortable. There you go. I'll give you some more. There you go. I'm gonna have to vacuum now. There are other things like being a prey animal. They tend to be a little more cautious than some dogs will, and they'll look at a situation before going in.
one of the requirements for a miniature horse or dog to be a service animal is that they have to be housebroken or potty trained.
This is a dog poo bag, and it does have a few of her poos in it, and this is the example of what I do. I always tie it. It's nice and sealed. There's no air, there's no leaks or anything. It doesn't smell because it's sealed now. And I sit this on the ground. They can smell it. And even if they're a little stressed in the environment that they're in, they're smelling poo from when they weren't stressed, which actually helps calm them down as well. And they know this becomes a marker for them. When this hits the ground, this means go potty here. This is called a German horse cookie, and this is her absolute favorite cookie that I can find for her. And we call these poopin' cookies because for potty training for any of the mini horses, when they go potty, they go number 2, especially on command, they get a very special treat, and it's the only time that they get that treat. So we call these poopin' cookies. They also kind of look like a little poo.
While it's not typical, if need be, Honey can be taken into an accessible bathroom stall, and she can do number 2 in a bag. It can take as little as 4 months to train a mini horse for service work, although it all depends on the animal.
Jessica, I'm so glad that kids and adults got to learn more about the two of you. Honey is obviously an amazing animal. What else would you like these kids to know?
So there's a bunch of things to know, Callie, about miniature service horses, and it's mainly that you can't tell what type of job they do just by looking at them. They could do anything from mobility, like Honey here, to diabetic alert and seizure alert. They can do also things like guiding the blind. So you can never really look at an animal and just know what they're doing unless it's printed on their vest. They're also really good at doing all of the other things like dogs have to do too, such as being housebroken and knowing when they can and cannot go potty. And they also still have to pay attention to all of the things like having good manners and being really good when out in public.
Honey certainly is extremely well behaved. Remember, if you see a service dog or miniature service horse in public, you should never go up to them or distract them. They're doing an important job. See you next time.